Hello and welcome back to the fourth episode of Tap Dancing with LG, or Step Into the Light, or whatever I called it on the first episode. I don't remember. So, to the last episode, we did a little combination. I hope you enjoyed that one. So it'll be this video, one more video, and then another combination video. So with this one, I'm gonna go over, there's two more steps that are two sound movements, and then I'm going to move into the three sound movements. Now these two sound movements are basically the same step, but one of them starts with a toe and one of them starts with a heel. So let's get started. The basic step is just step, heel, okay? That's the two sound movement, is step, heel. So if you do it side to side, step, heel, step, heel, step, heel, step, heel, step, heel, step, heel, and on and on and on and on. The idea behind this is that it has to be two distinct movements so that you can fill it in rhythmically however you want. And the second one, well, you guessed it, is heel, step. Okay? So it's heel, step, or dig, step, because we call it a dig on the first episode, right? Dig is driving the heel into the ground. It takes weight, right? And you drop on the step. Or, I guess it doesn't have to. Just make sure the weight comes in on the actual step itself. Okay? So, a really quick exercise that you do to practice both of these steps at the same time would be starting on the right foot. You go step, heel, cross the other foot back, heel, step, step, heel, and then you do that back and forth. So just to go back and do that again, you start with the right foot, you pick up your foot, heel, step, cross left back, step, heel. Or did I start with step, heel first? Let's back it up a little bit. We're going to start with step, heel on the right. Because the idea is that as you're doing it back and forth, you're actually going to alternate between step, heel, and heel step as the beginning step. You'll see what I mean in a little bit. But start right foot, step, heel, cross back, heel, step on the right, step, heel. Now, where's your weight? Yes, it's on the step, heel on the left, so you pick up your right foot so that you can do it again, yeah. But starting with the heel step, that's what I was talking about, yep. So you did step, heel, step, step, heel. Then you pick up the right foot and immediately go into heel, step, heel, step, heel, step. Okay? Now, it might all sound the same, but it does change, I promise. Look at this. Ready? Step, heel, step, step, heel, step, heel, step, heel, step. Does that make sense? That's okay if it doesn't. We'll do it again. Don't worry. Right foot. Step, heel, step. Heel, step, heel. Switch it. Heel, step, heel, step, heel, step. Okay? Let's do it a little faster, and then I'll let you do it, and then we'll do it on the other side. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Step, heel, step, step, heel, step, heel, step, heel, step. One. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step, heel, step, step, heel, step, heel, step, heel, step. Okay? Now you. 1, 2, wait. What foot are you starting on? Yes, on the right foot. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Step, heel, step, step, heel, step, heel, step, heel, heel, step. How'd you do? If you need to practice it, pause it, rewind it, do it again. It's okay. Got it? Now let's look at the left side. Starting with step, heel. Step, heel, heel, step, 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 heel. Step, nope. Heel, step, step, heel, step, heel, heel, step. Yeah? Again, left side. Step, heel, heel, step, step, heel, heel, step, step, heel, heel, step. The words I know, if after you keep saying it over and over, eventually all of the words just lose their meaning. They start to just sound the same, and I know you just gotta concentrate. I know a lot easier said than done. Trust me, I know. But don't worry, it will come. It's a repetitive thing, and once you do it a few times, it'll make more sense, and eventually it'll just be step, heel, heel, step, heel, step, step, heel, step, step, heel, step, heel, heel, step, right? And there will be no effort or thought that goes into it. You'll just do it, and it'll be great. Okay, so those are the last two sound movements that I wanted to go over for now. Let's move on to the three sound movements, okay? So there's only three of them that I want to cover in this episode, and the rest I want to cover in the next episode. So the first one is called, well, it's a basic paddle. It's not the same as a paddling roll, because that one has 4 sounds, this one only has 3, but it starts with a dig, which is with your heel, and then it's a back flap or a brush step. So brush, step, which means your weight is where? Yes, it's on the step that you just did, on the right foot. So it is dig, brush, step. Dig, brush, step. From the side, dig, brush, step. Dig, brush, step. Yeah? Does that make sense? Good. The heel does not drop at all. There's no heels in that. Now the thing is, so dig, brush, step. The step takes weight so that you can immediately go to the other side. So you can go dig, brush, step, dig, brush, step, dig, brush, step, dig, brush, step, right? And honestly, when it comes to doing any kind of practicing for this movement, you don't need any like super crazy warm-ups for this. You can just do this step over and over and over and over again, and eventually it'll get in your body super well, and it'll be super easy to incorporate it into choreography. So you can just do big brush step, big brush step, big brush step, big brush step, or obviously super slower for the people who are just getting the step for the first time. Big brush step, 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 etc., etc., etc. So here's the thing about this step. This one is a lot harder to do slowly. And I say that because you have to balance longer. Because there's no heels to keep you grounded here, you have to have a slight bend when you're doing it. When you're doing big brush step, you have to be up on your balls of your feet, big brush step, and your body weight is still fairly forward. Like you want to keep yourself fairly pitched forward. Don't lean back into it, because then you'll lose your balance during the step. So you want to stay sort of low, pitched forward, and you can just, because eventually this step, whenever you can just pick it up really fast, it'll sound like, right? And that step, it's literally, that's just the 3 sound movement, dig, brush, step. But you can just roll it back and forth. It's a really fun step, I promise. So whenever you're practicing this step, just dig, brush, step, back and forth. You can do it any time of the day, anywhere, with or without shoes on. It doesn't matter. You can just practice it. Okay. And then my notebook. Okay, the next step is called, well, it's just, you remember our flaps from the two sound movements, right? The brush step, cool. So the flap, you just add a heel drop at the end of it, which is why you never drop your heel normally, because it adds an extra sound. Now you want to add the extra sound on purpose, but in the same timing as the flap. So the three sound movement is just a flap heel, right? So you flap and then you drop your heel, okay? You don't actually have to pick up this other leg. I do it because it helps me remember that all of my weight is there and then this foot is free to do whatever crazy next step I want to do. So you just do flap heel, okay? Now your weight is on the right foot because you just did a flap, and a flap takes weight, but the heel drop also ensures that the weight's on this side, so you can do it on the other foot. Flap heel, flap heel, flap heel, or brush step heel, brush step heel, brush step, weight's on the step, drop the heel, brush the foot, that's the ball of the foot, right? Brush the ball, step on it, there's weight on it now, drop the heel, okay? And when you're practicing this step too, you can kind of add in syncopations to it, but to get the movement itself in your body, you just want to do the step over and over. So flap heel, flap heel, flap heel, flap heel. And remember, I'm using my upper body. So if any of you are just sitting in your home like this, trying to do the movements here, use your upper body. Take your arms out. Lift them up because your arms are heavy. Your head is heavy, so don't look down the whole time. Look up or at the screen, I guess, wherever you have the screen, right? So, flap heel, brush step heel, brush step heel. And remember, brush step heel, flap heel, exact same thing, right? You're just calling it different things. You're either calling it a flap or you're breaking down the flap by calling it a brush step, because that's what a flap is. Remember that. Flap heel, flap heel, flap heel, flap heel. And this step, just like the other step that goes, you can do the same thing here, right? Where you're just flap heel, flap heel. That speed will come in time. I used to just do these like hundreds and hundreds of times a day because, you know, why not, honestly? Because it was super easy and it takes up no time at all. But yeah, if you just do brush, step, heel, brush, step, heel, you do that over and over and over, and eventually the steps can become smaller and smaller and smaller, but the precision is still there, so you still get the same crisp sounds, right? So first, practice it slow. Practice it slow. Practice it slow. And then you can start speeding it up gradually. You're not going to go from 2, right? You can go from 2 slightly faster. And you do that a bunch of times and eventually it'll get super fast, yeah? Great, I'm glad we're on the same accord. Now, the last step, the shuffle step, right? So, as you remember, shuffles do not take weight. So this 3 sound movement will not take weight until the end of the step. A shuffle, we remember, is just 2 brushes on the ball of your foot, brush, brush, and it doesn't go back front. It starts brush front, brush up, not back, up, brush, brush, step on it. Leave your heel in the air. The heel stays up, brush, brush, step, brush, brush, step. Yeah? Cool. So, shuffle step, brush, brush, step, brush, brush, step. You just do it back and forth just like the other one. All 3 of the movements today, you can just do them back and forth over and over, and that's how you practice to get speed for this. And then I can incorporate them into choreography for some really cool stuff. So we can start right and go right, left, right, left. So brush, brush, step, brush, brush, step, down, up, brush, brush, step, brush, brush, step, brush, brush, step, brush, brush, step, right? Notice how there's like a movement of my arms up here that's just keeping me balanced and keeping me lifted. Because yes, you're plieing, but your whole weight doesn't go into the ground. You're plieing a little bit, but you still want to feel lifted in the upper body, right? So that movement, it's kind of just like super repetitive because it's the same as the other three. Those are the first 3 sound movements that I really want you guys to focus on. And you just do those over and over and over. And then in the next episode, we can incorporate them into a few other triple sound movements. And then the next episode after that will be a choreography episode, which could be kind of hard, but I think it would be pretty fun because choreography starts to get really cool whenever you can add in like all of the extra sound movements, yeah? So thank you guys for today's lesson, and I'll see you next time.